my beautiful bookish friends, and welcome back to my channel. So I just finished filming my January reading wrap-up, which means it's time to film my February TBR. Very excited about this because I don't know why I do this to myself. I always pick books for the next month that I want to read right now. Makes no sense, but here we are. So I have been anticipating this TBR in particular. I actually lined up all of my books, like with my holds at the library and everything, to like fit within this time frame at the beginning of the year. So that being said, let's talk about my February TBR. Now, when I was going over my reading goals and everything at the beginning of 2022, I did say that the month of February's themes are romance. Duh. Books I may unhaul. So books that I have on my shelves that just, I'm still interested, but something tells me I won't like them. Now, I can be completely surprised and maybe I'll love them and I'll want them on my shelves. Or maybe I'll read them and decide, you know what? I was right. This wasn't as interesting as I thought. And I'll pass them along. I'll put them on Pango, which is where I sell all of my books, by the way. I will leave a link somewhere in this video or down below if you want to purchase any books that I have on the store. And then library TBR. So books I have, maybe they're the sequel to a book I've read. Maybe they are a book I want to reread but listen to this time. Whatever it may be, it's something sitting on my virtual shelf. So first and foremost, I am going to be listening to this time instead of reading These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling. The first time I read this, I was kind of neutral on it and felt like I missed a lot of plot points. This is I hope I'm using this word correctly, sapphic witch romance. As you can see on the little cards here, it says like the teen witch, the new crush, the best friend, and the hot ex. So these two used to date. They are best friends. And then she has a crush on this girl. But basically, these two got into some trouble, which we're still kind of finding out about throughout the book. It kind of tells us slowly. And then, you know, that witch that they effectively pissed off before this book even happened, she's coming. So it's a lot about them learning to be witches and being a part of their coven, all while navigating high school, but it's done in a very like fun way. The second book, This Coven Won't Break, I have had a really hard time getting my hands on, and it's been so long that I don't remember what happens in this book for the most part. I know they work in like a witch shop in Salem, but I want to reread this before I try and read the second book, because I think if I just dove into the second one, I would be completely lost. So yeah, gonna give that one a go. I'm also rereading by listening to an audiobook The Room on the Rule Amelia, or Emilie, I don't know. I don't remember half of French. This book, the first time I read it, had me in shambles. I cried so hard. It is a historical fiction set in World War II. This woman right here is incredible. She does so much to help the resistance and people who are rebelling against the Nazi infiltration of Europe. And it just so much happens in this book that when I review it again, I don't think there will be a way that I don't spoil it. But just put it this way, this is the first book that I read that was a historical fiction romance that made me think like, okay, I like historical fiction. Like, this book was a straight turning point for me. So if anyone else is interested in like World War II romancy, lost love things, it's so tragic, been amazing, and so much about resilience and, you know, just fighting for people who can't fight for themselves. So yeah, it's an amazing book, and I can't wait to reread it and just, you know, cry all the feelings out again. So the next book is another romance, and that is The Dating Plan. This one I got from Book of the Month, and I think it's a fake dating thing. I got it right at the beginning of 2021. Even with a step-by-step plan, these fake fiancés might accidentally fall for each other. So it's a romantic comedy, and I think it takes place in San Francisco? Maybe? Or Brooklyn. Maybe Brooklyn. Look at the bridge. What do you think? Golden Gate or Brooklyn? But yeah, I don't really remember a whole lot about this. I think I just saw the fake dating thing and was like, yeah, sure. And picked it. Plus, I really like the cover. I like purple, so I got it. And I'm going to give it a go in February. We'll see if it's any good. It's not extremely long. It's under 400 pages. So we'll see how I feel and if I like it. Someone did say in one of my hauls that I included this in that's really good. And I haven't seen anybody else talk about it. Even people who are like sponsored by Book of the Month. So did I get like one of 5 copies or something? Like, I'm very confused. But we'll give it a go. See if it's worth me keeping on my shelves. Next are 2 books that I very well may sell. And that is Betrayal and Envy. So these are a duology by Greg Olson. And I don't know which one is first. Envy. Envy is the first book. I mean, the covers are crazy. And this is an Empty Coffin novel. I don't know if there's more Empty Coffin novels that have these different words, because these are definitely different girls, I think. But I know that there are murders involved, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, but we're gonna give these a shot. They're not very long, so if I don't love them, you know, I don't think I'll feel really bad about it. But yeah, these are ones I've just had that I'm kind of on the fence about. Oh, look at that. It says 1 and 2 right there. Ah. So then one book that I've had on several TBRs that I just have not picked up yet, but I'm going to do it this month. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I feel like I'm the only person on the planet who hasn't read this. I know I'm not, but I feel like it. I just haven't gotten around to reading it yet. And I really want to. I want to know if it's that good. I know it's a social network fan fiction turned into a novel. So I think one of these people is supposed to be Michael Cera and the other is supposed to be Andrew Garfield. And maybe that will help because I love, like most people, love Andrew Garfield. So yeah, going in with that knowledge, maybe it will help me get through this book. I haven't read it. If you don't know what it's about, the United States has a female president. Her son is either gay or bisexual, and he starts kind of a love-hate relationship with the Prince of Wales, and they have to fake date to save their diplomatic relations between the two countries, and, you know, it goes from there. Everyone's talked about this book. Hopefully I'll like it, or I'll find it ridiculous. There will be no in between. And then staying on the same kind of political route, we have American Royals. Now, I know this is a lot of rich people drama, but there is romance involved in here. And I think it will be good to kind of mix it up a little bit while still staying on theme. Plus, I want to see if I like this so that I can get Majesty. And yeah, so American Royals, again, another one a lot of people have talked about, is basically the first family is a monarchy. So if George Washington had said, yes, I want to be king instead of president, and his family was still in rule, how they would be. It's very Gossip Girl. It's very, you know, like I said, rich people drama. So we'll see. Yeah, power, drama, intrigue, the crown, the story of the American Royals. So we'll see if it's any good. Hopefully it is. I've only heard good things about it. Some people said that drags at the beginning, so hopefully that won't stall me too much. Then we have library TBR. So I have The Maidens, which I know very little about. I think it's a thriller. That just came off hold for me at the library, so I'm very excited to read that and see if I want to pick it up physically. And then I want to read Via's Violent Delights and Our Violent Ends. So many people have been talking about these books. They're set in the 20s. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, which I've never read a Shakespeare retelling as far as I know. And it's a duology, and they're in like rival gangs, and I think it's Beijing in the 1920s. So it's something that sounds very interesting to me, and everyone talks about how amazing it is. So I'm going to listen to them on audio, and if I like them, I'll definitely buy them because I love the covers. And the last one is I'm going to be continuing on in the Selection series. I laugh because why? It's a guilty pleasure for me at this point. And I am going to, listen to The Elite and see how it goes. I really like listening to it while I'm editing my videos because it is so fast paced and kind of one that I can listen to in a day or two. So yeah, that's it. Those are all the books. That is 11 books. I think that's pretty good considering last month I read 15, including DNFs. So yeah, not too bad. Hopefully I'll get through a lot of these and find ones I like, or end up with a whole lot to sell. So again, if you want to keep up with all the books I'm reading, Instagram is linked down below. I have a whole thing I do on my stories about my books that I'm reading prior to the wrap up, and I have my Pengu site, so you can purchase any books that I tell you guys I am unhauling. I have a bunch on there. I've already sold a couple, but I have the whole Line Game series on there, and I have some romances and stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.